going to study a train song. Now, train songs were very popular in folk music, country music too, and a lot in the blues. And when you consider 100 years ago, trains were the latest technology. People were pretty amazed with getting on a train and going so fast and getting to the other side of the country. And today we're going to kind of dissect a tune, a train song. It's called the Midnight Special. The train itself was called the Midnight Special. The song was written 100 years ago. Nobody knows who wrote it, but they say it came out of a prison, because it's all about prison life and what they were going through in prison. And catching, the dream was to catch the midnight special, and that would help you escape from prison. And today we're going to kind of play with that a little bit with some electronica. We're going to play the blues song. I'll give you a little sample of it here. And then we're going to take it to another place. I hope you're ready for this. Well, you wake up in the morning, you hear the ding-dong ring. You go marching to the table. You see the same damn thing. Well, no food on the table, not a fork in the pan. And if you say a thing about it, you're in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a ever-loving light on me. And when that light came through their prison cell window, if they had a window in their prison cell, they would think about the time when they were going to get out. And this song was recorded hundreds of times by a lot of different people, country artists, bluegrass, and I even heard a reggae version. Harry Belafonte recorded it, a lot of well-known pop singers. It became a standard, but it was first popularized by a blues singer called Lead Belly. And he was in prison. He had been in and out of prison, and I guess he was kind of a cantankerous guy. He got into trouble, but the legend is that when he was there with his guitar, the warden heard him singing, and actually a record company, a person starting a record company, got to hear about him and came. And anyway, good old Lead Belly was released early from his prison sentence, and it was because of this song. And it's kind of inspiring that shows the power of music a little bit, eh? And Lead Belly, that's his nickname. Oh, I didn't even mention I got a nickname, String Buster, and I guess that's because I broke a lot of guitar strings in my younger days. But this is a good time for me to introduce somebody else with a great nickname. He's my buddy Pat, a.k.a. PatMakesMusic, formerly Cool Richie, and I bet he had a lot of other nicknames in his day. I did. But Pat, can you drop in here and say hello and fire up your rig, and we'll show the folks where the blues is going in the future.
Hey kids, so we got some sounds for you.
Yeah. All right. Feeling. This is how the blues might sound in the future, with a little groove to it and some beats and some loops, and we're going to show you how this song might have developed along the way. Now we're not going to talk too much about the old blues, but here's a little bit of what Leadbelly sounded like at the time, 100 years ago.
We've come a long way, haven't we?
Going further.
Although I like the Leadbelly, don't you, Brian? I don't know.
I don't know. You can tell he didn't have a guitar tuner.
You don't need a guitar tuner for the blues, though.
Same old thing, not talking on the table. Ain't nothing in my bag. Never said anything about it. Have a trouble with you, man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a heaven-loving light on me. If you ever go to Houston, boy, you better walk right, and you better not squabble. And you better not fight that struggle with a
You know, all these styles that every kind of music you're hearing nowadays, the R&B, even hip-hop and rap, all comes from the blues, you know, and it uses those patterns, that call and response thing that started out in the fields. It was field haulers. People were making up songs while they were working on picking cotton or even chain gangs or whatever. And they found that singing while they were working was giving them a little bit of relief. But you know, this blues music, we have to be thankful that the blues gives us joy and makes us feel good, but we got to remember that it comes from the pain and hardship of black people who were kidnapped and brought to America to work as slaves in the fields, picking cotton and other work from sun up to sundown. It was a very hard life, and you know, us blues musicians here, we should always play this music with respect and acknowledgement of the suffering that was endured by those folks, and also, you know, may we dwell on this land with respect for the indigenous people who were here for thousands of years before us, you know, before the white man got here. And that's a bit of an acknowledgement that we should always be conscious of, because we love this music, but it came from a lot of suffering and hard times. Take us to some hard times there, Pat.
This one's more of a lifter-upper, but still one of my bluesier tunes.
I want to get up there. I might join in on this one. Look out. That was a little bit of another version of the song. This was Odetta singing there, but you know, there was in the 60s, there was a kind of a folk revival. Everybody talks about the folk revival. Maybe some of you have been to a folk festival. Well, that all started around the 60s when a bunch of college kids really wanted to find some of these old folk singers and, in the end, blues singers, because, you know, blues is folk music. It's all part of the folk pantheon. And they ended up creating these festivals, and then the people that were organizing the festivals ended up going and searching out some of these old-timers, you know, some of them had hit records in the 20s and 30s, and now 30 years had gone by, and there was no work for them, and they had gone back, and some of them were working as janitors in hotels or different kind of jobs, laborers, and but these dedicated folk historians went out and dug them up, brought them out to these festivals, and then at the festivals they were discovered by record companies, and all of a sudden they were making records, and they were really doing some amazing stuff, and it really created a whole new life for a lot of these senior citizens of the blues. You know, it was a beautiful thing. And I wanted to say that let me switch guitars here, because part of that folk demonstration, folk revival. Oh God, how am I going to even get this guitar off of me? Hang on a sec. I wanted to demonstrate a resophonic guitar. This is interesting as we talk about the development of the blues. Oh, I have to go get my resophonic guitar. There will be another intermission, by the way, though, and we're going to invite you guys to pose any questions you might have about the blues, blues history, blues music, where it's going, where it's been, and if you want to talk to us about Ableton Live or some of the tools we're using nowadays to play it. But this here idea of a steel body guitar with this pie plate kind of thing, that was all about making the guitar louder, because the history of the blues is it was one guy and a guitar playing out in the fields of Mississippi. And it was like that for the beginning of it. I mean, as I was describing, it starts out in the fields as work songs, but then finally, you know, on Sunday, somebody would have a guitar, and somebody would be making up a song, and it was a guy and his guitar. And then a lot of these folks ended up in New Orleans was the closest big city to where all of that, where the slavery was happening in all those fields in the southern United States. And when somebody did finally make their way to the big city, to New Orleans, then there was pianos. A lot of people had a piano in the house. There was bands with brass instruments, you know, drums, and all of this was happening. And so all of a sudden they're playing their music in a band situation, and the problem there was you couldn't hear the guitar anymore because of all the other instruments. So somebody had the great idea, well, let's make it out of steel, and let's put a big resonator kind of pie plate thing in there so that it'll project more. And this is what they got. I'll sing you another verse. Yonder goes Missy Rosie. Tell me, how do you know? I can tell by her apron and the dress she wore. Umbrella on her shoulder, piece of paper in her hand. She's going to see the warden. Says, please release my man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine her ever-loving light on me. And then the last chapter of the Resophonic guitar is only a few years after the Dopera brothers invented it, and that's why you hear the term dobro, a dobro guitar. I bet you there's a few guitar players in the house, eh? And if you've got any guitar questions, please put them in the chat. But the thing about the guitar, it's not very popular anymore. You see a lot of old blues guys playing it. But what happened was somebody invented the guitar amplifier, like shortly after. And then guitarists had an amplifier, and they could get a little more sound, and they could be in the band and be heard. And that is kind of how it went from there. Picture it, all of a sudden you got an amplified guitar, and then bands started forming. The population was migrating up north all the time as slavery was kind of winding down, or people were getting out of it. Some were escaping on the Underground Railroad, which, by the way, made its way all the way to Canada. And they would end up playing in bands in Chicago. Was kind of the ultimate destination. All the jobs were in Chicago. And they would get there, and in Chicago is really where you got the beginning of electric blues. And electric blues is what the Rolling Stones heard over in London, England in the early 60s. They heard an old record of Muddy Waters or something, and they're going, whoa, what is that? But in the midst of all this, the blues really was, I think the expression is, the blues had a baby and they called it rock and roll. And one of the people that did it, we're going to play another round here and maybe have a little taste of a fellow whose name was Johnny Rivers. He, some might call him a one-hit wonder. He's a one-album wonder because he came out with his first album. It was a live album, and it was in a club called the Whiskey A Go-Go. And people were dancing up a storm, and it was high energy. And there he was singing the Midnight Special. But let's get into another round here, Pat, and see where it goes. I'll grab my guitar.
And this is, if your music teacher taught you do, re, mi, fa, we are in the key of fa, or F.
Hey, let the midnight special shine a light on me.
See, it's not too late to play the blues, kids.
You can hear the crowd right there at the Whiskey A Go-Go from that recording. So Johnny Rivers and a lot of other great rock and rollers did the Midnight Special, and to this day, there's probably people out there that have got their own version of it. Johnny Rivers, it's quite a story there. He was to come out of nowhere, a real sensation, you know. But you know, I got to tell you, back in those days when I was listening to records on the radio or collecting records, it's amazing that you know, there wasn't that much music. I mean, it was easy to know all the hot new artists. Now, man, I could look at what they're playing on the radio, and I don't really recognize very many folks. You know, even the ones that my neighbors, like Drake and Weekend. You know, they live around the corner. But other than that, I don't really know a lot of the artists that are on the radio today. But it's the blues is always going to live on here. And, you know, even this song, I heard a version by Jimmy Smith. He's a jazz organist, and even the jazz guys were touching on the blues. It's quite pervasive, and it's in all the sounds that you might hear. Let me. I don't think I actually finished the last verse of this song. It goes like this: if you ever go to Houston, well, you better walk right. You better not stagger. You better not fight, 'cause the sheriff will arrest you, and he'll carry you down. And if your jury finds you guilty, you're penitentiary bound. To let the midnight special, you can sing with me now, shine your light on me. Let the midnight special shine your ever-loving light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine its ever-loving light. Let it shine that ever-loving light on you and you and you and all of you that joined us here today. Right now, we're going to take it out of here, but we're going to have an intermission. Right now, Pat, I want you to fire it up and pull out all the stops. Let's get the groove and show people where the blues is headed. We hope. Anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with all this stuff. I had a great time with you guys, and we'll be back after a 5-minute intermission. If you got any questions for me or Pat, and or you wanted to just, what's your blues nickname? You got one? You play guitar? If you do, please say hello. And we encourage you all to learn more about the blues by going to the Toronto Blues Society website, torontobluessociety.com. You're probably a little, we have a student membership rate, you know. You might be a little young for this, but some of you, the thing about blues is it just captures some people. It speaks to them, you know. And go listen to Muddy Waters or Howlin' Wolf. And if it speaks to you, there is a whole universe of blues music there to explore. And like I said, it's the roots. It's where everything that we're listening to today came from. So let's take them to what everybody's going to be listening to in the future. We'll make it a little longer jam here. Let's take it out.
Hello? Hello? Happy 420. I was here, say a story. Can't hear you there. No volume.
All right. Well, I know. You tell me a story, will you?
Oh, there you go.
You are
Now I
connected.
hear your audio.
I
So,
know.
as you all
So
know
turn
there,
on original sound, maybe. Ah,
hello. Is this Brian Blain? Is this the Blain casting?
yeah, amazing. I turned on.
So tell me a bit about your Blain cast. How long you been doing it for? Can't hear you.
There might be a bit of a delay.
Can you hear me there?
Um, well, we were pioneers with. Oh, did I go away again?
No, I hear you there, bud.
Why? I hear you, and I heard me for a while, but
We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. This is how it goes on the streaming.
well, I'm just gonna take these ones.
What's happening?
Buds off
I'm the
and
streaming
put these on.
dinosaur. Whoa.
Hey, where did that music come from?
There's a lot of people here.
Oh no.
I thought we
That's not
had
what I
that
said.
turned off. Shut
I
up.
don't smoke weed.
Why? Why don't you smoke weed?
Well, my friend said that weed can make you paranoid and make you want to kill people.
I don't know
Well, I'm the
about
weed
that.
Tyrannosaurus. That's not what happens.
Well, that's what my grandpappy said. They were part of the big campaign that said weed turns into murder.
Weed doesn't turn into murder. You turn into murder.
Well, maybe that's true.
Well, you're gonna believe what you're gonna believe. Let's go back to the Blaincast.
Hello.
Well,
Thank
can you
you.
hear my voice now, Joel?
Joel's not here, but I can hear you, Brian.
That's it. A suspension of disbelief. Well, here's the theme song of the show, and I don't know how much longer we're going to go. It's 7:45 already.
I'm tired.
That video you were watching was part of a presentation I'm going to do tomorrow for a bunch of school kids. That should be.
It was really good, Brian. I was really impressed by.
And how old are you?
Pat's Make Music had me dancing. I was like, woo, 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 woo. Good stuff.
How old are you?
I'm 17.4 trillion years old. As old as the galaxy.
Oh, well, and I don't know. It's not quite the same, but I'm playing for 8 to 12-year-olds. I wouldn't be playing them this song, but it is the theme of the day. I can't resist doing it, you know. And I didn't smoke anything before this, and I don't know if it might as well have could have gone even worse, I guess. Maybe not. Couldn't have gone worse. But
I think the kids are going to love it.
Yeah, we got to play that video, yeah, and
Pat really makes music is for the children.
What's your name?
Roger Emore.
Roger what?
Eatmore.
Roger Eatmore. Oh, there's a chocolate bar called Eatmore, isn't there?
Yum.
Well, I'm going to sing a song called Have a Toke.
I think I'm singing this.
You want to sing along?
Have a toke.
You can sing
Bang
on the
your head in at
wait.
the bar. Have a toke.
You can sing along on the chorus, okay?
Have. Yay.
Well, a century ago, you couldn't get a drink because of some Puritan conviction. And now we bid goodbye to one more stupid prohibition. Have a toke. Have a toke. Whatever is hurting, you'll feel better for certain with a smoke.
Have a toke.
Wait for the chorus.
Toke.
You can't sleep.
Sleep.
You don't eat.
Yum.
You tried the medication. Why not have a hit of weed?
Weed.
Have a toke. Have a toke. You'll feel right as rain. Might even lessen your pain with a smoke.
Have a toke. Have a toke.
But no, it's not for everyone. It's like I told my teenage son, if all you want is to get real zonked, you might as well get drunk.
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 Drunk as a skunk.
I'm a dinosaur, but yeah.
You look drunk.
Ugh.
Or have a toke.
Have a toke.
Have a toke. Whatever is hurting, you'll feel better for certain with a smoke. So things are tough, yeah, I'll say. You had enough. If you're feeling down, light up and have a little puff. Have a toke. Have a toke. Whatever is hurting, you'll feel better for certain with a smoke. Have a toke. Have a
Have a
toke.
toke. Have a toke.
You'll feel right as rain, might even
Rain.
lessen your pain with a
Have
smoke.
a toke.
Have a toke.
The toke.
Have a toke.
The toke.
You'll be glad to discover it could help you recover from a stroke. Have it to you. Have a toke. Have a toke. Hey Grant, how are you, man? Dougal and whom are watching? Thanks for joining me on the 420 special.
What up? 420. What's up, Grant? Uma. Joel said he had some things for you, some furniture.
You got furniture to give away, do you? But it'll be small furniture, like puppet size, right? That's no good.
Yeah, Roger Eatmore ate all the big stuff.
Roger Eatmore. Is that the... If he's Roger Eatmore, who are you?
Franklin Radger.
I'm putting you on the spot. I thought you... Pretty cute. Yeah, well, we're having fun here, but that's because it's for celebrating 420, and I got a feeling these guys over on the other screen have been celebrating 420, celebrating too much.
I've been sober. I go to group every Sunday at the Church of Latter-day Saints and Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm in recovery, bud. You know, I'm actually a bit offended that you brought that up. So you're the one that always leads me, right? I'm here. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I'm just a puppet. But my friends, they are Muppets. Some days I wake up and I want to and I play the trumpet. I'm a puppet. Puppet. All right, good night, everybody.
Yeah, I'll say good night too, and I'm going to switch over to Lori Yates' Facebook because she is much better at this than me, but she won't have like a cool smoky background. I think it'll probably be a bookcase in the background, but I hope you got a kick out of this. It's a struggle getting this going every single time, but I'm glad you were able to, those of you that came on. Jackie, I wonder if you ever got to hear anything. It looks like no video, no sound. Some people saw some stuff. I got a few little, I got a little thumbs up there. All right. No hearts, but got a thumbs up anyway. Thanks for checking in, folks. And we're going to say goodnight. Check out Lori Yates on Facebook. She'll be putting on a great show. And I'm going to be back on May the 9th for a Mother's Day spectacular. And I'm actually going to have a tech support here, somebody that can make sure that things run smoothly, because this was a minor train wreck, but you got to see a few little ditties here and there. Oh boy. Bye. Have a toke. You'll feel right as rain, might even lessen your pain with sweet. You had enough. If you're feeling down, light up and have a little love. Have a toke. Have a toke. Whatever